Welcome back, friends, to the part 3 of today's webinar. Like, even the artist, when they draw, they think critically, they innovate. And actually, the innovation has value today. Thinking new, presenting yourself in a better manner has value. You cannot repeat things, you cannot do the way other people are doing. That is not actually accepted, not actually taken in a can say positive way. So let's continue and take the discussion ahead and understand that in history as a subject, how a person can think critically, how a person can evaluate the historical events in a critical manner and learn lessons from it. So, yes, I will invite Ms. Kalpana Sharma ma'am to enlighten us about this subject and about how the you can say how critical thinking skills can be inculcated with the help of this subject, which is slowly actually gaining more and more importance. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me chance to speak on this topic. Critical thinking in history means not only to understand but to ask questions, understand and make sense of history in a smart way. It means using your brain carefully, using your brain carefully to your brain carefully to look into the past events. You just don't accept the things as they are, but you analyze, evaluate, and interpret. That is, you look carefully to the details, analyze whether they are true, and then understand the meaning so that you can use the historical evidences to make fair and logical judgments regarding the history. So, why is it important? It matters. Why it matters? Because it promotes independent thinking. It will give you ability to think independently. Second, it builds historical empathy and civic understanding. It make you understand about the people of ancient time, their living style, and make you more responsible citizen at present. It also encourages inquiry based learning, which will help you to ask questions and explore and delve deep into history. Now we think, what are the core elements of critical thinking? First is source analysis. You have to find out what type of event is this, what is the origin, what was the purpose of it, and whether it is biased or neutral. Second, what are the causes and effects? If any event has taken place, so what are the causes of it? Then, what are the effects or consequences? For example, if we talk about the revolt of 1857, so what are the causes which led to the revolt? What triggered it? And then what was the effect of it? Third, there can be multiple perspectives regarding the same event. It can be the point of view from king, what he thinks about the same event, a common man, and a soldier. They can describe the same war in a different way. Last but not the least, that is continuity and change. We can think what has evolved due to that event and what has about the kingship or the rule of a king and the taxes. Today, the rule of has king been replaced by the government, but the taxes they remain. Even today, taxes are the source of income of the government. Now, how teacher can use variety of strategies to how teacher can use variety of strategies to inculcate open-minded think or thought-provoking questions. The very first strategy, ask open-ended questions. Don't ask questions which just give answer in yes or no. Give them some food to their brain so that they can think critically. For example, what were the things which led to the revolt of 1857? What would happen if Britishers would not have introduced new laws in our country? Then the children will start thinking about it. Second, how we can use primary sources and visual materials. Teachers can take the help of letters, photographs, or memos which can be shown to the students so that they can relate with the events. They can also facilitate debates and discussions in the class, which will help to understand the event more critically, and the child can give more and more thinking and how he has learnt about it. We can also connect the past events with the current issues, how they are related at present, like past famines with now today's food security, how the laws were made in ancient times and how it has been replaced by democracy today. With this, I will end. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very well said that the strategies which we are going to take up to ensure that the critical thinking skills actually are inculcated amongst the students with the help of various subjects. But as I can see, when we were talking about English, when we were talking about economics, every expert has to say that debate should take place, that the discussion amongst the student should take place. And this is how we can inculcate the ability to think critically amongst the students. Then this was also put up by the educators, the experts. They said we should ask open ended questions. Now, open ended question means here the children is going to, or the child is going to put up their own perspective, their own opinion, their own view. This is going to help build their own personality. This is actually what is important, and this is what is we have to help student strengthen in their character trait. So thank you very much. Now let's go ahead with the next strategy of today, that is fourth strategy, slow down your thinking. That is, every time we have to actually react, it should sometimes not be very spontaneous. It should not be in rush actually. If there's something, some drastic thing is happening in your life, you should calm down a bit. You should slow down a bit and then think and then react. because this also has a scientific basis. It says, science actually says that fast thinking is intuitive, but thinking is analytical. Why? Because when you are thinking slow, you are able to observe, you are able to analyze, you are able to criticize the pros and cons and then react accordingly. So, this is very important, and as educator, we need to actually explain to the kids, like nowadays, children, how they react, okay, in the classrooms, outside. So that we need to help them understand how important slow down your thinking is, or how important it is to slow down our thinking process, analyze, critic, critically think, and then take steps. So now we talk about fifth strategy of today's webinar, that is, we should ask, so what? We have to train our brain to look for implication, not just information. That is, the child should be able to see what will happen if he is not studying. What will happen if he actually rushes or fights with somebody? So, implications they have to judge and then react, then take steps. Because if they are able to analyze and think about the implications, I'm sure they will not be doing anything wrong, any harm to anybody. They will empathize with people, which is very important. Thank you so much for being very patient and being in touch with us. You have been very patient. Thank you very much to be with us today in this webinar and putting out such nice comments. Please support and subscribe the channel and put comments which is going to help us further enhance and better the webinars, the upcoming future webinars. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.